Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. The San Francisco 49ers, a team with a storied history of success, a franchise that has become synonymous with resilience, innovative coaching, and a relentless pursuit of excellence, are once again at a critical juncture in their offseason. As fans, we've seen this team evolve year after year, always aiming to build a roster that can contend not just for playoff appearances, but for Super Bowl victories. And if there's one thing that's clear about the 49ers, it's that they never settle, especially when it comes to upgrading their roster, particularly on the defensive line. Over the past few days, there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of chatter about what the 49ers are doing on the trade market, and how these moves could shape their upcoming season. Now, it's no secret that the 49ers have always prioritized a strong, disruptive pass rush, especially under the guidance of their head coach, Kyle Shanahan, and defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryan. The team's defensive line has been a cornerstone of their identity, known for relentless pressure, stopping the run, and creating turnovers. So, naturally, during this offseason, the 49ers have been very active in trying to bolster this unit. Recently, they made a move on May 30, 2025, trading a mid-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft to bring in Bryce Huff, a talented pass rusher who previously played for the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions. Huff is known for his quick first step, his ability to get to the quarterback, and his versatility along the edge. It's a smart, calculated move, especially considering Huff's potential to add depth and explosiveness to the 49ers' pass rush rotation. But here's the thing, many insiders and fans believe that this move, while helpful, might not be enough. The 49ers are still looking for more help, especially on the defensive line. And that's where things get really interesting. There's a lot of talk about pursuing a player who could potentially be a game changer. Shemar Stewart, a highly touted first-round pick from the 2025 NFL Draft, selected by the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Stewart was viewed by many as a top-tier talent coming out of college, a player with immense upside, a disruptive force who could fit perfectly into San Francisco's defensive scheme. But the situation with Stewart has become complicated, and that might open the door for the 49ers to make a major move. You see, Stewart has yet to sign with the Bengals, and there's a very specific reason for that. It all stems from a dispute over his rookie contract. Stewart, who has expressed concern over the language in his deal, is taking issue with the Bengals' contractual provisions that allow them to void certain financial guarantees in the future. Now, this might sound like standard NFL contract language to some, but for Stewart, it's a matter of principle. He's seeking the kind of security and guarantees that first-round picks usually get, something that provides peace of mind and financial stability. The Bengals, on the other hand, have a reputation for being a franchise that's more conservative, sometimes even labeled as cheap by critics, especially when it comes to player contracts. That's not a new critique. The Bengals have historically been cautious and sometimes hesitant to fully commit financially to their young talent. This contract dispute has led Stewart to remain unsigned, and it's created a bit of a standoff. If Stewart and the Bengals can't come to an agreement soon, the player might decide to hold out of this season entirely. That would mean re-entering the draft in 2026, giving him another shot at finding a team willing to offer him the security he desires. The Bengals, obviously, do not want to lose their first-round pick for nothing. Losing Stewart for free would be a huge setback, especially after investing such a high draft pick in him. So, they're in a tricky position. They need to find a way to either sign him or consider trading him before the deadline. And here's where things get really intriguing for us 49ers fans. The deadline for the Bengals to trade Stewart is August 5, 2025. That's the last day that they can make a deal without risking losing him for nothing. If Stewart remains unsigned and the Bengals don't trade him, he might choose to sit out the entire season or re-enter the draft, and that's a scenario that could work in San Francisco's favor. Because if the Bengals decide to part ways, the 49ers could swoop in, offering a second-round pick in next year's draft in exchange for Stewart's services. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Trading a future first-round pick for a second-rounder might seem like a steep price, especially for a team that's used to competing at the highest levels. But in this case, it makes strategic sense. Stewart is a player with immense potential, a disruptive force who could immediately upgrade San Francisco's interior defensive line. The 49ers have been high on this guy for quite some time. Insider reports and experts like Matt Mayako have even suggested that the 49ers considered taking Stewart at the 11th overall pick in the 2025 draft. Others, like Grant Cohn, have hinted that Stewart was second only to their eventual pick, Michael Williams, in terms of their preferences. If the 49ers truly see Stewart as a future star, then parting with a second-round pick next year to secure him could be seen as a smart, strategic move. Of course, the competition for Stewart's signature won't be limited to the 49ers. Bleacher Report has listed the Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, and Detroit Lions as the teams most likely to make a serious push for him if he hits the market. The Packers, in particular, have shown a keen interest in bolstering their defensive front, and the Bears, always looking to add young talent, would be a logical suitor. The Lions, with their aggressive approach to roster building, could also jump into the mix. But the key for San Francisco is not just about acquiring Stewart, it's also about managing the financial aspect. His contract could command around $19 million over 4 years, a reasonable figure given his potential, but one that still needs to fit within the 49ers' salary cap constraints. This offseason has been a balancing act for the 49ers. They've already gone through a roster crunch, trying to stay cap compliant while still building a team capable of competing at the highest level. They've lost some players, signed others, and now are looking for that next piece to push them over the top. And young, talented, affordable players like Stewart are exactly what they need. They represent a potential goldmine, an investment that could pay off big time if they can convince the Bengals to part with him for a second-round pick. But beyond just the contract and the trade dynamics, what makes Stewart so appealing? It's his versatility, his explosiveness, his relentless motor. Watching his college highlights, it's clear he has the tools to become a dominant force on the defensive line. His ability to disrupt plays, get into the backfield, and pressure quarterbacks is exactly what the 49ers need to complement their existing pass rushers like Nick Bosa, who is already considered one of the best in the league. Bosa's presence alone demands constant attention from opposing offensive lines, opening up opportunities for other rushers, players like Huff, or even Stewart if they manage to bring him in. And speaking of Bosa, it's worth mentioning that the 49ers' defensive front has been a key to their recent success. Since their Super Bowl appearance in the 2019 season, the team has been built around a potent combination of pass rush, stout run defense, and opportunistic secondary play. They've assembled a roster that can adapt to different offensive schemes, and their defensive line depth has often been a strength. The addition of Stewart could elevate that unit to an entirely new level, making it nearly impossible for opponents to establish a rhythm against the Niners. Furthermore, the 49ers' coaching staff has shown a remarkable ability to develop young talent. Players like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and even recent draft picks like Drake Jackson have all flourished under their guidance. If Stewart joins the fold, there's every reason to believe that he would thrive in San Francisco's environment, benefiting from top-tier coaching, a winning culture, and a team that's hungry for more hardware. It's this combination of talent, coaching, and culture that makes the 49ers one of the most attractive landing spots for a young player like Stewart. Now, let's not forget about the broader context of the NFC West. The division has become more competitive than ever, with teams like the Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals all making moves to improve their rosters. The Seahawks, under Geno Smith and a revamped defense, are looking to contend again. The Rams, despite some cap issues, still have stars like Aaron Donald and a potent offense led by Matthew Stafford. The Cardinals are rebuilding but have some intriguing young players. The 49ers, of course, are targeting another Super Bowl run. and acquiring a player like Stewart, or even bolstering their defense through other means, is critical in maintaining their dominance in the division. This offseason has also seen some internal debates among fans and analysts about whether the team should prioritize more veteran help or continue investing in young talent. The move for Stewart fits perfectly into the latter strategy, adding a high-upside, cost-controlled player who can be a cornerstone for years to come. And with the 49ers' track record of drafting and developing defensive linemen, there's every reason to believe that Stewart, if he joins the team, could develop into a Pro Bowler and a key piece in their championship puzzle. What's also exciting is the potential for this move to set a precedent. The NFL is a league where young, cheap talent can make a huge difference. Think about the impact of players like Micah Parsons or Aiden Hutchinson. The 49ers are well aware of this, and their front office has shown a willingness to gamble on high-upside draft picks. Stewart, if he hits his ceiling, could be a game-changer, and acquiring him now might be one of those shrewd moves that fans talk about for years. In the end, it's all about timing. The Bengals are in a tricky spot. They don't want to lose Stewart for nothing, but they also want to maximize their return if they decide to trade him. The 49ers are patiently waiting in the wings, ready to pounce if the opportunity arises. The key date, August 5, could be the turning point. If Stewart remains unsigned and the Bengals are forced to make a decision, San Francisco might just be the team to benefit the most. It's a high-stakes game of chess, and the prize could be a young, dynamic defensive star who could elevate their defense to new heights. So, as fans, we should stay tuned, because this story is far from over. The 49ers are always looking for that next piece, that next edge, and if they can land Stewart for a second-round pick, it might just be one of the smartest moves of this offseason. It's a testament to their scouting, their strategic thinking, and their relentless pursuit of excellence. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's clear that the 49ers are not done yet. They're still hunting for ways to improve, to adapt, and to chase another Super Bowl. And this potential trade, this gamble on a young talent, could be the move that pushes them over the top once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Stewart is the kind of player that could transform the defensive line? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in red and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. We love engaging with you, and your insights help shape the conversation around this team we all love so dearly. Remember, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and the 49ers are no strangers to making bold moves when the moment calls for it. So stay tuned, because the next few weeks could bring some exciting developments, and I'll be right here to keep you updated every step of the way. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and as always, go Niners!